welcome back to Art Therapy with Jenn. Today we're working in my Dark Dystopian themed magazine collage art journal. And if this is your first time tuning in to this series on my channel, it is a collage journal that I do in a altered composition book where each week we do a chapter or a page in this book that tells us a little bit more about this story and this world that we're exploring. This week we're doing chapter 8, and I wonder what more we're going to find out today. Now this is a page I did not have any type of feeling or direction where I wanted to go. All I know is I wanted to use this particular scrapbook paper I had. It's from this pack that's like marbled pages. I believe it's cardstock that I picked up at Walmart ages ago. And I'm getting back into where I'm loving different patterned and scrapbook papers again. So I'm getting to the point where I like to mix them in with my magazine sometimes. And I don't know, I wanted to have fun with it. I just know I wanted to use this paper, and that was going to be my starting off point. And you'll see me there, I'm just cutting around and trying to figure out how big a piece, where I want them, and really just trying to fill it out. Because this page, it wasn't really talking to me other than that paper. And y'all will also see I cannot cut a straight line to save my life. If I need a straight line, I have to use a paper cutter. I don't know if it's because I'm left-handed and I'm cutting with my right hand. I don't know what it is, but if my life depended on cutting a straight line, I would be in a lot of trouble. If y'all have any tips for that, y'all let me know. And I'm just going to use a piece here on the left and then a moment a piece on the right to really start this background and then build up off of that. Just this nice bright blue color, and this page is going to have more blues and some more bright colors as we go along. And I just have a bunch of images as usual just laying around my desk that I've pulled that I'm just kind of picking and putting down. I really love this kind of, it's more watercolor than marbled magazine image there. And it's got these bright yellows, and we've had all these dark dismal colors, so why not have a little bit of bright colors in there as well, right? I'm just really curious to see where this page is going to go and what it's going to tell us, because I'm not sure. And I'm also putting a little image down there of kind of a city. Maybe that's our factory again. This theme of these cold like metal concrete buildings keep popping up. And I'm changing it up a little bit because I saw this image with the two hands pouring some type of chemical substance into these beakers and their gloved hands, and I just knew it needed to go on this page, and I wasn't going to wait for the step where we put the people images down. I was just going to put it right on down there. Why not? Who's going to come for me for it, right? You just kind of got to go with it and put whatever on the page you just feel like putting on there, and just commit to it. Because worst case, we can always glue something over it, right? And now I wanted to keep this in because I feel like sometimes people think that I'm just pulling these images effortlessly and everything. And like I said, this page was giving me some trouble. So I actually pulled out my little zip up folio folder thing that I have, that I've gone through my larger stash and pulled out images I think I may use for this journal, because I was getting nothing. Like I had no idea other than that image I just put down where I was going to go. So what do? I'm a very hands-on person. I pulled out my folder and I just started flipping through to see what other characters needed to go on this page. Like, what is this page trying to tell us about this world? Because the pages on my desk they weren't it. That's the only thing I know to say. Like, I just kind of go, and when I get the feeling that this image is supposed to go on the page, it goes on there. And I just wasn't getting it. Like, this page, it was making me really dig for that information. So I finally found this image of this girl, and her eye is just very striking. She has yellow eyeliner on that I thought went really well with that yellow watercolor on the background. So I just went ahead and went for it. And here's another tip you'll see me using here, because I will rip images to get different proportions and different sizes, and if I'm not sure before I rip it, I'll actually fold it over and hold it up there. So that's a tip if you're not sure, like maybe an image will work once you, I don't know, kind of change the dimensions of it, rip some off, fold it over some, see what happens. I actually ended up settling on making it quite a bit smaller there. I wanted her eye to be the absolute focus there. And then I found this image from a magazine. It's got like these robotic or android or kind of puppeteer hands, and I'm just cutting out different parts of that image to see which part need to go on this page. So I started with the right side of that image, and it just really, it wasn't doing it for me. So then I'm like, okay, let's go for this left side of the image with the larger hand, and maybe that's what's supposed to be on this page. We'll see. And so I just start cutting around. I really want that hand to be the emphasis of the paper, so you'll see me in a moment. I'll just keep cutting bits off and keep cutting bits off until it's framed exactly how it needs to be. And this one I decided to keep with a cut edge, because why not? Because I make no sense, and that's alright. And I'm just kind of moving it around on the page until it kind of clicks on there. No rhyme or reason, just whatever works for you. And sometimes nothing feels like it'll work, so you just have to glue something down and commit to it. And I just knew that it was supposed to go with the eye there, so I'm just playing around till I get it where I want it, and just adjusting and cutting little bits off. And I'm finally starting to feel good about the page and where our characters or our focal images are going. I think we got the 3 of them here. Well, 4 if you count that little factory in the bottom right corner, but these go together. I think they're going to tell us something. And I'm just moving it around there, and I'm finally happy with how those are framed, and I think they're telling some type of story to us. So I'm going to go ahead and glue those down. I really had to search for those, y'all, but we're going to go ahead and glue those down, commit to it, and lock that in as part of our chapter 8 here. And one thing I like about using this glue stick, y'all will see me do it quite a bit, it doesn't dry right away. So if you put something down, and if you're like me and you put it down crooked, you can move it around for a few seconds. So that's very nice. And then it was just driving me nuts, so I just went ahead and colored in that in-between portion that shows the spine there. And let's just take a look at what we got so far. So now we're going to do the words. And y'all can see I have words all over the page because I wasn't quite sure what words were going to go on here. So I'm just kind of intuitively picking it up, whatever I feel needs to go on there. So I glued down under the eye to the upper right. What does it mean? What does it mean? And then I'm about to glue down to the corner of that kind of robot hand. No one has heard from her since. Oh. So now we're getting somewhere. Could this still be about our blonde-haired lady that we're getting in and out of different chapters? And then over the factory, I'm putting glossed over. So maybe things that they've done have been really glossed over. And then we're going to start on the upper left page. I'm so fancy. I just kind of hold the words in my hands and just do them on the glue stick there, so I don't have to get glue on a separate piece of paper or nothing. But we're going to put lost generation. And then we're going to glue down to the right of those beakers, or in the scientist hand, secrets of the kingdom. So I think we're getting more behind the scenes of what's been going on here. And then to finish it off underneath the words there, once I get enough glue on there, we're going to be putting unlocked. So lost generations, secrets of the kingdom unlocked. So something big went down, y'all, here. And I think it started with that girl. Perhaps I'm not sure. What does it mean? No one's heard from her since, and there's definitely something going on in their secrets to how this kingdom was formed, and it has to do with, I'm guessing, we're going back into that theme with these, this dark science and the factory that we've just been building on. And I'm just going around and adding outlines to some of the words with a Sharpie, just keeping it simple. And this is a simpler page than what I normally do sometimes, but it's actually become one of my favorite ones. And I like that I incorporated some scrapbook paper as well. It's always fun to switch it up, and while it is a dark page, the bright colors kind of add an interesting yet eerie contrast. And we're going to go ahead and sign it, and that'll finish off this page, y'all. What do y'all think? What's the secrets of the kingdom? What does it mean? And why haven't we heard from this girl since? And what's the robot hand have to do with it? I'm curious your thoughts, y'all. But that's it for chapter 8. I don't know, what should I call it, y'all? Lost Generations? Secrets of the Kingdom? I'm not sure. Y'all will find out in the title of this video. But again, I want to thank y'all so much for watching, being here with me, engaging, and just participating along with this journey in this dark dystopian themed art journal. I'm having a blast with it, just exploring different stories and letting my imagination run wild. So I will see y'all next week in chapter 9, where we're going to learn even more about what's been going on. Again, thank y'all so much. Hope y'all have a fabulous day, and I will see y'all next week. Bye, guys.